Abdul Rahman with the matrix number of D2020209468, and now I'm going to do the experiment for the factors that affect the solubility, which is the rate of stirring. So without further ado, let's get started. First, 2 glass is prepared and filled with 250 milliliter of water in each, and both has the same temperature of solvent. Next, 1 tablespoon of sugar is put into each glass of water. The first solution will still remain unstirred, whereas the second solution is stirred with moderate speed. The solution will be stirred for 1 minute straight. After 1 minute, we can observe that the solute is dissolved after being stirred completely. The solute in the first solution does not dissolve completely, while the solute in the second solution has dissolved completely. How does the rate of stirring affect the solubility of water? Solution 1. In the absence of stirring, the concentration of solute will be highest close to the pieces of solute, so more solute won't be dissolved into the solution until the dissolved solute has been transported away by diffusion. Meanwhile, in solution 2, stirring simply moves the solvent molecules around, allowing to interact with the solid pieces of undissolved solute and transporting the dissolved solute away into the bulk of the solution. How the factors the rate of stirring implemented towards the living organisms? For example, we could apply this factor in making the hummingbird feeder, where a simple solution of sugar water that is safe to use in the feeder contains 4 parts of sugar. Then, the mixture is stirred and boiled to remove impurities, but neither of the sugar or water are changed to form solution. Therefore, we can see here how the factors in rate of stirring can be implemented in living organisms.
Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the factors that affect solubility. The factor that I will discuss about is the size of particles. Let's see how the size of particles affects solubility.
For this experiment, both glass A and glass B is filled with the same amount of water. The temperature of the water is also same, which is at room temperature. In glass A, we will be adding granulated sugar, while in glass B, we will be adding superfine sugar. After stirring for just a few seconds, we can see that the superfine sugar in glass B has completely dissolved, while the granulated sugar in glass A has not dissolved yet, and there are still particles of granulated sugar at the bottom of glass A. The smaller the size of particles, the faster the time taken for the particles to dissolve. This is because smaller particles have larger surface area exposed that causes the particles to dissolve faster. How does size of particles affect solubility in real life? Let's see a simple example. Before you can enjoy a delicious cup of coffee, you need to grind the coffee beans first. The coffee beans are ground down into smaller particles, thereby increasing the surface area. We do this so the water which percolate the coffee can extract all those delicious aromatic compounds.
Hi, I'm Megha and we have conducted an experiment of factors that affect the solubility. Temperature is one of the factors that affect solubility because they often depends on temperature. The solubility of many substances increases with increasing temperature. In this experiment, the glass A is filled with hot water and glass B filled with cold water. Spoons of milk powder were added in both glasses. The milk in glass A spreads faster than the milk in glass B. The milk dissolves faster in glass A compared to the milk in glass B. The solutes in hot water dissolves faster than the solutes in cold water. Let's see how fast the milk dissolves in water. The white blob represents milk powder, while the bubble represents water molecules. The water molecules in hot water moves faster. This helps to dissolve in a short period of time compared to the water molecules in cold water. Water, especially groundwater with high temperatures, can dissolve more minerals from the surrounding rock and will therefore have a higher electrical conductivity, which is important for industrial purpose.
Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera. So now, I'm going to continue with the last part of this experiment, which is nature of solute. So before we start our experiment, we're going to need two clear bowl, ice water or cold water, hot water, salt and sugar. Let's get started. Okay, so now this both bowl was filled with hot water, and then take the salt, which I take 2 tablespoons of salt for bowl A, and then I take 2 teaspoons of sugar for bowl B. This is A and this is B, so we're gonna mix it for about 30 seconds.
A few minutes later.
Okay, after 30 seconds of stirring, we can see that bowl A that was filled with salt is not completely dissolved. There is still salt in it, which is meanwhile for the bowl B, we can see the sugar was completely dissolved. Okay, now we're going to continue with the cold water. This bowl has a same amount of cold water, so now we're going to take salt, 2 teaspoons of salt for bowl A, and 2 teaspoons of salt for sugar in bowl B. Right? And now we're gonna stir it for 30 seconds.
A few minutes later.
Okay, after 30 seconds of stirring, we can see that in the bowl A that was filled with salt is completely dissolved in the cold water. Meanwhile, for the bowl B that was filled with sugar and cold water, that you can see here is that it doesn't dissolve completely. Okay, that's all for this experiment. Thank you. The sugar dissolves faster than salt in hot water. Meanwhile, for the cold water, the salt dissolves faster than sugar in cold water. Regardless of the temperature, the nature of solute affects how fast it will dissolve in a solvent.